Welcome back to Car Groves, and today we're gonna get back to work on the rust repair. All right, so this is the spot we're gonna work on right now. I got the Dremel so I can get in there and cut it out. We're gonna try to replace that, and then I think on the back side there's a spot on the rain rail right here. I think I'll be able to get it.
The wheel just flew apart. Jake, on a scale of 1 to 10, what was the safety on that?
3.
Yeah, I give it a 2.
I think I need to clean a little bit more out of it. I'm trying to decide how I gotta do this because it's like rotted out in there. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna like rebuild it. I don't really want to.
Inside of there? How would you do that?
I don't know.
Wait, hold on a second. How thin is that? It's not that thin. Do you have any rust inhibitor?
Well, I want to cut it out so I can at least see what I'm working with. I'm just gonna cut that. All right, so my plan is to use this tape over these spots where I need to make my patch panel, and then cut it out with a razor blade, and that'll get me fairly close. I'll be able to trace it onto a template. Okay, so after a little bit of trial and error, I've got my template made. Don't worry, you know, if you cut too much off, add some tape back to it and make it the size you want. I've got it traced right here on my metal. I'm gonna cut this off and then shape all this, and then we should start fitting it. All right, so I've got this up on there with a magnet, and I've drawn my line right here, and now we're just gonna put it in the vise and give it a bend. Okay, so we got our patch panel in place, and I'm just gonna tack a few welds on it and kind of see where we need to go from there. All right, so we got it tacked in place, and then now I'm gonna work on this right here and make sure everything's fitting right, and then start welding that. All right, that's it, welded up, grinded down. That's about the best I can do in here. I mean, it's smooth to the touch. It doesn't look the prettiest, but it's nice and smooth. Solid steel in here. Now we just gotta weld the rain rail back on. I did just a little repair on it right here where it was had a hole in it, and yeah, that's it. We need to weld this back on. All right, so that's it. We've got the inside sprayed up. I got the drip rail all welded in. Threw a little bit of caulking in. I'm gonna come back later and redo it, but for right now I wanted it to be weather tight. But yeah, it looks really good. I'm happy with it. All right, so this is our next job to tackle right here. The rain rail from about here down. It rusted out really bad down here, but this right here, you can feel it's pulled away from the car. So there's like rust behind there. So that's not good. I want everything to seal up nice. So we're gonna drill these spot welds out and go from there. Oh, and just to show you, I hit this with a grinder, and you can see where the spot welds are, which really helps out a lot. Okay, so as you can see, I've drilled out all the spot welds. I might have gone too deep on this one, but we can fix that. No big deal. And you can hear some of them are popping. So the next step is to cut this rain rail off, sever it there, and then try to work it off. All right, here's the rain rail right here. And I just started wiggling it, and it started busting the popper bits loose. And as you can see, I drilled a little too deep on a few of these, so we'll have to weld these back smooth. No big deal. But let's hit this with a flapper wheel and see what we got. Okay, so here's what we're working with. Let me try to get some better light on there for you guys. I mean, it's definitely got a little bit of pitting, but you can see from how deep these drill marks are. I went way too deep on accident. So this metal is still solid. So we're gonna clean this up with some rust inhibitor and then work on making this part right here of the drip well we took off, and then weld it all back on, and that's good enough for me. There's the holes where I went too deep. Got all those welded back up. Looks nice. I cut my new metal and started welding. I don't know if y'all can see this, but I'm having blowouts, not because of the welder being too hot. There's just really nasty, rusty spots in here. So I think I'm gonna have to order a drip rail piece to cut and put in here, because this is just, it's so bad. The worst part was down here. There's one more piece of drip rail. Let me see if it's over here. I don't see it. Anyway, oh, here it is. One more piece of drip rail, and it's just, and I think I'm gonna call it for the night. I'm whooped.